Hello, everybody. Dr. Rick dropping in on you. Hope everybody is off to a great start. I hope that you are in alignment with what it is you desire, what it is you want to accomplish, and you are consistently pressing towards that. But as I always say, things don't always work out the way you think they should. Things don't always align. There are going to be some days where you are pushed backwards. There are going to be some days where you stumble and fall. There are going to be some days where it seems that nothing is going the way you want it to go. But you got to remember, if you're still breathing, you are still in the fight. Don't you dare give up. Don't you dare quit. Don't you dare turn around. One of the biggest problems that cause people not to reach their goals is quitting. It's that simple. It's not how much they know. It's not who they know. It's not all the things that people think it is that has to line up for things to go the way that they want them to. It is, are you willing to go the distance? Are you willing to put in the consistency and the commitment and the energy and time it takes to become? I said that earlier today, that one of the biggest things is people want to be, but not everybody wants to become. You got everybody, they want to be a millionaire, they want to be successful in business, they want to have these beautiful relationships, they want to be a leader, a CEO, a successful artist, a successful musician, a successful business. They want to be, but nobody wants to become. Nobody wants to literally sit down and develop into what they must become in order to have what they want. They just simply want to be. They just simply want it to happen. And that's not it. You don't get what you want in this world. You get who you are. You get what you are able to become. And that requires you to be consistently anchored, consistently pressing, consistently pushing, consistently evolving and developing. It's a process. And I want you to understand that the process always precedes the promise. You cannot have an attainment of the promise or the prize without there being first an endurance of the process. And that's one of the things that most people aren't willing to do. So you got to make up in your mind, now, if I want it, how bad do I want it? Am I willing to go the distance? Am I willing to persevere? Am I willing to push through the difficult moments? Am I willing to engage the fear? Am I willing to override every part of me that's saying withdraw to my place of comfort? Because if you are not willing to push through and go through and press through and overcome and stand in the storm, you will not have the things that you say you want, because they're on the other side of fear. The things you want are on the other side of disappointment. The things you want are on the other side of being pressed down and pushed back. You're going to have to go through some things. You're going to have to endure some things. I'm telling you that everything that I've ever experienced that was worth sitting up and even mentioning again came on the other side of something challenging. It never just fell in my lap. You're going to have to press. You're going to have to push. You're going to have to hold on. I want to talk to you about another thing outside of quitting that is torching time and opportunities. Before I do, I want to point you to something real quick in the description box, no matter where you're watching this. Now until Friday, we're making a very special offer for people who want to work with me on a one-on-one basis. This is a rare opportunity. Over the last several years, I have significantly reduced the number one-on-one sessions. Is just too time consuming, even though it is extremely rewarding. We needed to scale out, and we're still in that process, but I love working one-on-one. Here's a rare opportunity. The first 5 people to register for a gold package, which is 26 weeks with me, the link is in the description, will get a free upgrade, which is basically double the price. But you're going to get a free upgrade. That's 52 weeks. That's 52 sessions with yours truly. And the basic explanations in there, but I promise you, I have clients that have read up 3 and 4 times, are still working with me and still growing. That's the beautiful thing about this thing. You're never arrived. I mean, I'm 28 books in, I'm 47 companies in. I don't know how many lectures and clients in multiple countries in, and I haven't scratched the surface of what I'm capable of, and I'm steady discovering. And I want to take you on a journey of yourself. But anyway, that's in there for the people who are not yet ready to take that step, because it is significant. Working with me is not a jump in the park in any direction. I'm going to demand from you in every area. But if you're not ready, there are some other resources. Click the link. Everything from books to online courses, that's in there. But I want to talk to you. This, what I'm giving you today, is absolutely free. And I want you to really understand this. Outside of quitting, one of the next biggest thieves of success and opportunity and time is procrastination. That I'll do it tomorrow mentality, when this happens mentality, or when once everything lines up mentality. That procrastination is robbing you of both time and opportunity. It's torch. You're literally burning time. Let me explain something to you. And if you don't get anything else from what I'm going to share with you today, I want you to get this right now. Look, you wake up every day with 86,400 seconds from the moment you wake up, or from midnight, however you want to count it. You're going to have 86,400 seconds that make up this 24-hour day. Now, you got to think, a significant part of that, anywhere from 7.5 to 8 hours of that, is going to be done spent sleeping, so that you can recover, so that you can have and experience restoration, and that you can get yourself ready to go do the things that are necessary. Another part of it needs to be spent with family and loved ones and enjoying life, but a substantial part has to be cut out to put in the work. And what you do with that time, that specific time, is going to determine the outcome of your life. It's going to determine how successful you are in your career. It's going to determine how successful you are in your business. It's going to determine how successful you are in getting your finances in order. And the problem is, most people are balking during this time. They are either sitting up, coasting through it. They're sitting up, putting off. They're sitting up, and they're taking that time for granted. Stop taking your 86.4 for granted. Stop sitting up thinking that it's just going to magically roll over. You're rolling over today's responsibilities into tomorrow's situation. What are you going to do with tomorrow's responsibilities? If you keep rolling stuff over, you keep burying your opportunities, burying your time, burying yourself to a point where you start to look at things and you stop even thinking about it, because now you look at how much you just got to dig out of to even get to a point where you can do something with what it is you say you want to do. But even if you've dug that hole, you can dig out, but it starts with every day doing something. Every day has promise. What are you doing with the promise? Every day has something potential for you to do something. What are you doing with it every day? I have a no 0 days policy. What is that, Doc? My no 0 days policy is I don't go to sleep the same person that woke up. Now, some days I'm going to grow more than others, but I will not go to sleep not having advanced myself in knowledge, in awareness, in development, being in the gym, being in the library, being in a research environment, being in a place where I can touch others and have that energy return to me. But what I will not do is sit up and just coast through the day. And even on tomorrow, Tuesdays are my mental health day. Nobody's on my calendar. I don't have to do anything, but I'm going to do something. Why? Because that's the time that I can do it without everything else coming from around me. But what I'm trying to get you to understand is that your responsibility isn't to wait on the right moment. There is no such thing as the right moment. The right moment is the moment that you have the idea, the moment that the responsibility or the task presents itself. The right time is the moment that you have in front of you, because you are not promised anything else except the moment that is in front of you. When you work the moment that's in front of you, then you move to the next moment that's right ahead of you. You are prepared based off of what you did the previous moment, the previous day, the previous week, the previous month. But when you consistently pass the buck day to day, You're going to run into something that you're not prepared for. You're going to run into something that you don't know how to deal with. You're going to run into something that's going to shake the very foundation of who you are and what you believe you can do. And you're going to balk at it. You're going to retreat. You're going to run to your corner of comfort because that's all you've done. It's time to stand up. It's time to sit up and say, you know what? I'm going to go out and do it. One of the things that I love doing is opening up people and moving them beyond the things that cause them to procrastinate. What are some of the causes of procrastination? Fear of failure, fear of what other people are going to think, the fear of the unknown. Then there is what will people say? I want it to be perfect. There's no perfect timing. There's no perfect situation. This is what George Bernard Shaw said. George Bernard Shaw said that he actually doesn't believe in circumstances. Um, I believe in circumstances. I just don't give them weight. But he says, but if you want to talk about circumstances, people who get on in this world are the ones who wake up in the morning and go out and find the circumstances that serve them. And if those circumstances don't exist, they create them. Those are the people who win in this life, not the people who I've seen people with silver spoons. I've seen people handed opportunities, but they didn't have what it took to hold on to it. So they lose it, they burn it, they blow it. But I've seen people with nothing but drive, nothing but an idea, nothing but a belief that it's possible, go out and do some exceptional and extraordinary things solely based on an idea that if I can conceive it in my mind, that's God's evidence that it's possible. If I can conceive it in my mind, that's the beginning of the vision. If I can conceive it in my mind, that's an imaged blueprint of what's going to take place in my life. I'm speaking, I'm stepping into it, I'm taking action. I didn't say it was going to be easy. I didn't say that you were just going to speak it and it was going to follow. What I said is that if you wake up every day and you do what you need to do, if you give something to your 86-4, if you sit up and make a commitment in those 0 days, you're going to wake up. No matter how small of an increment that you are making each day, 365 days from now, you're going to have 365 individual sessions of growth that is going to lead you to be somebody you're not today. And that somebody can do some things that you aren't capable of doing today. That somebody can touch some things that you aren't able to touch today. That somebody will have experience in areas you don't have experience in today. But you're going to have to wake up today. And you're going to have to start putting in some time, energy, and effort into becoming something beyond who you are now. You're going to have to stop procrastinating. You got to get up and make it happen. And I'll tell you, some of the days I don't feel like getting up, but I get up. Some of the days I don't feel like dealing with other people's problems, but I get up and I plug in and I go to work and I do what I'm supposed to do. And I tell you, each and every time I show up to a space that I didn't feel like showing up to, I leave blessed, I leave elevated, I leave empowered. Why? Because that's where the greatest gains happen, in the moments you don't feel like it. You show up at the gym on the day you don't feel like it, greater gains. You pull out the book and read when you don't feel like it, greater awareness. I'm telling you, you got to wake up and you've got to invest some time into those moments you don't feel like it. Stop putting it off. Stop procrastinating. On that note, look, I'm going to get ready to get out of here. I could talk about this particular topic all day long because I'm watching so many people talk about what they don't have, what they want, what's going wrong in their lives. And it's actually them. It's actually them trying to skimp on investing in themselves, investing time, money, energy, effort, focus, commitment to becoming something that they're not. You don't get what you want, you get who you are. You get what you become. What are you becoming is the question, but I see it every day. A bunch of people talking about what's wrong and what they can't have or what they wish they had or what's going on, or pretending they got it just to feel like they're fitting in with a bunch of other people who are pretending they got it, when the truth of the matter is you can actually have it. But you're going to have to be willing to put in the time, energy, and effort. It's one day at a time, but every day matters. Stop taking your time for granted. Stop taking your 86 for granted. When you stop doing that, I promise you, things will change. I promise you, one step at a time. But you got to wake up and make today that day. Don't put it off till tomorrow. Today. Do something today that will advance your desires, your dreams, your visions, your aspirations, your hopes. Something. Do something today. No matter how micro it may seem, do something. Don't let the day pass without you doing something. I promise you, if you wake up every day and do something, you won't be the same person next year. And I promise you, you're going to start to see these years start to gather and collect quickly. And what you need to do is understand that it may seem like it's 4 years away, but 4 years is coming whether you do it or not. You might as well do it so that when 4 years get here, you have what you don't have now. And that's a problem I see a lot of people with, because they can't have it right now. This microwave society, they want it right now. They won't go after it. They won't put in the time because there's no immediate gratification. Nothing with immediate gratification has any lasting effect. It's not made that way. The things that have the lasting effect are the things you build, the things you develop, the things you evolve into. Those are what have the lasting effect. It's time to start building something that you can pass down, a legacy you can leave. But anyway, that's that. Don't forget, the first 5 people to sign up for the gold package will get a free upgrade to the platinum package, which is double the price. The link is in the description box. For those who aren't prepared to make that move yet, click the link and go to our resource center. We have books, online courses, and a bunch of other things that you can tap into immediately. Find a space and do something to start the momentum of the shift in your life that will take you to places you never thought possible. There's nobody that can't touch a dream. The problem is the vast majority believe they can't. Another large portion just refuses to take action. I challenge you to do it. As I always say, I live my life on full so that when I leave this place, I die on E. I challenge you to take the same mindset, die on E. What does that mean? That means that you're going to leave this place having tapped into your potential and actualized and optimized your potential. You're going to not leave anything undone, untapped. That's my challenge. On that note, I'm out of here. You guys have an unbelievable remainder of your day.